and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Kendall Beckwith on the stop. On 2nd and 7. Newton. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run on 2nd down with Adams. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Newton on 3rd down. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. On 1st down, this is Adams. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the air now with Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And now it's 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Boy, they're down only 1 score. Still first half, but they're going to line up for the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. A second quarter onside kick there that... Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Watson, and now he's going to use his legs. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Going to give this time to the tailback, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Show it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Faking the give. Now Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers. Now, on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
Flush to his right, and Thomas has it.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Reset. 19. Just heavy on the edges. 6 guys. 31.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Forced out to his left. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
Check.
They'll try the left side. It's Grant, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Grant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Now Newton on 1st down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On 1st down, Grant. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. On second down now, it's Grant. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Grant. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Grant with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Well, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The catch made by Miller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. On first down, Newton. Going deep this time for Miller. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go, D. 8.
A final shot before the break. Newton. He's going to look deep down the field. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off inside the 5. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. gun, Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out right. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Newton. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
47, 19, get that quarterback.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Newton on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Newton. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he's taken down inside the 30. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Newton. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton. Grady Jarrett able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. Now Newton on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Watson escaping the pressure right. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 20. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 35. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
I got 15. 15 is mine. I'm taking it. Single, single. Kill, kill, kill.
Get to the court. And no time now.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Grant. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
2 times. 3 down, 3 down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Grant. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Jim. Watch the eye.
Now Watson. Hard throw, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Newton now to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Throwing is Newton. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Newton. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
1st down, Houston.
They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Watson flush to his right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Lane.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now following the interception, here's Newton. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. This one complete to Lacey. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at about the 31. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Corey Grant, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
See how they handle the waning moments of this one. He goes full extension, and he's got it. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Newton to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 23. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes. Get out of there.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, You get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Houston, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Detroit, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.
I just wanna be her for your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curb like